1, 2, 3, 4, we're
Cooking
cooking
Mondays with Brian the Master. You're watching the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Ah,
I'm Sam, and Brian is Brian.
I'm Brian.
As per usual, tonight we have a very special show for you. We're going to talk about abstinence.
It's okay. It's gonna be an okay show.
It's going to be the best show because of abstinence.
Yeah. Don't fuck.
Just don't ever.
Ever.
Not as a practice of safe sex, not as a Christian ideal of, sanctity of marriage or whatever, but literally just as a life choice. Just don't do it.
It's really not worth it.
I don't know why you would. I don't know why anyone does. And honestly, I think that your butt stinks.
I feel like shit. I'm having an allergy attack, so you get to watch me blow my nose all night. Isn't that cool?
However, besides those super fun things, we have some other awesome stuff planned for you tonight. We have a little bit of news that we're going to talk about. We got some sports. We have some sex toys. Back on that abstinence track. We also have a cat.
We have a cat.
We have
video game stuff.
Video gaming.
We have some. We're talking about some movies that none of us have seen.
Movies.
And some talking about movies that no one's ever seen. And a whole bunch of shit. There's a whole bunch of shit.
We have a lot of stuff.
We're also making pizzas.
First off, that's right. We're going to start with some pizzas. And so this is going to be a little bit of an experiment right now because this is a new segment called Brian and Sam Burn the Brisket.
He just made up that name just now.
It's a good one though, isn't it?
I think keep that one going.
This is going to be our cooking segment, recurring segment maybe.
We're trying broadcasting from our apartment.
Yeah, we're on a couch right now. There's
a whole room.
There's
We just
rooms.
rearrange it in here so we can do it here now.
Yeah.
And
no offense, Monkey Palace.
No offense, but your Wi-Fi is god awful.
It's a butt.
And we're gonna do things here for a while. And that means we can cook because our couch is in our kitchen pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. We're shift a little bit right now, so we can get to the kitchen. We just gotta make sure it'll work okay because there's cords and other stuff. Go ahead and turn that around.
It's an incredibly delicate, high production value production.
High value production.
High value production.
High production value production. All right, so yeah, this might work.
Oh fuck.
All right, so this is the worst tripod ever.
It sucks, right?
Why don't we use a better one? All right, so everyone. Oh, excuse me. Hey, everybody. Look, there's Brian. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna make some pizzas tonight. Brian, what kind of pizzas are we making?
Well, we're making a mushroom and jalapeno pizza, and we're making a meatless meat lovers pizza. That's all kinds of fake meat.
For all you sexy non-meat lovers
and
out there.
Both of them have one of my favorite meat replacement substances, soy rizo, worked into the sauce. So they're both with soy rizo sauce.
Yes, so the ingredients that we do have. Right here we have some wonderful fake bacon. All our foods are pre-prepared. We have some brown fake ground beef. We have some actually really good vegetarian pepperoni.
Hard to find. We were amazed at how good it was.
Super good.
Do we have what's it called?
Oh, it's called Mr. Peps. No, that's not it. It's called Eve's Veggie Cuisine Meatless Pepperoni.
Yeah, that's one. Keep track of that.
Really good. You just have to saute it beforehand, and it's really good. Just to eat raw. Oh, and then I just dropped them all on the floor. Anyway, and then we have our sauce with chorizo in it right here. And then for the other pizza, we have some mushrooms right there. And then some jalapenos right there. And our two pizzas, which you can't really see. And now, I think we should do this because it's hard to see.
Yeah.
So, Brian, take it away.
Take it away?
Take it away. Okay. So, Brian, describe what you're...
wash the snot off my hands first.
That's a good idea.
I'm going to do that.
So, describe how we're going to do this.
Well, we got these prefab crusts because we're lazy fucks.
Totally.
And they're actually really good. we've discovered, and we invent a lot of pizza. We have a we've worked out all the kinks pretty much in our mac and cheese pizza.
Oh yeah, mac and cheese pizza is top notch.
We're still working on nacho pizza.
You don't spend. You just keep doing the thing.
Okay.
Nacho pizza.
Why are you doing this with a fork thing?
No, I was stirring it with a fork because I was breaking up the chorizo.
So we're gonna take our chorizo sauce here, and we put a little olive oil on here, and
it was my fault. I accidentally put all the chorizo in all of the sauce, so both the pizzas are gonna have chorizo sauce. But that's okay because it's delicious.
It's delicious. So I'm laying some of that on there. It's smeared around nice. I like saucy ass pizzas. I like everything assy pizzas.
Yeah, Brian likes assy pizzas.
Yeah, literally just a big butt on there.
But this sauce is gonna be good because it's very meaty. I put the whole big kielbasa of chorizo.
Yeah, this is like barely tomato sauce.
It's almost chili, really.
Yeah. Ooh, chili pizza. That's what we haven't done.
Oh,
yet.
preheat the oven.
Oh shit! Yeah.
To 400.
400. Getting right up there.
One of the advantages of pre-made crusts is that you don't actually have to bake them. So really, since we cooked all of this stuff, and not like any of it is going to be bad for us anyway because it's literally all vegetable matter, we only really are going to be heating it up.
Okay, so on the left here, this is going to be, we're going to use my mozzarella.
So usually when we make pizzas, we like to do multiple layers because we have so many ingredients. Brian, do you think that you're going to do a layer of cheese and then some ingredients and then more cheese? Or are you going to do cheese and then just ingredients?
I think I'm gonna do 2 layers of cheese.
Okay.
It's more of a light dusting on top.
Yeah, yeah. Just to hold it all together.
Yeah.
All the mushrooms, it's important to remember to saute all your vegetables beforehand so that they don't dry out.
Well, again, since we're basically just heating everything through.
Yeah. That's good. That's good cheesing. Yeah, all those mushrooms. All of them.
All of them.
We like mushrooms a lot, so
pizza.
assy pizza. Fungusy assy pizza.
Oh my god, I want to wipe my nose off with my bare hands.
Do you want to switch? Do you want to?
No, it's cool. I can keep going. I can forge ahead. Now, I need a fork to scoop out my jalapenos. Jalapenos is what I call jalapenos because we that's what they were labeled as at the Super 88 market I used to shop at in Quincy. Get the fuck off of there, asshole. I made it worse. Oh, no, I got it. Put my jalapenos on there.
Yeah. Spicy pizza is the best kind of pizza. And if you're going to make these pizzas yourself at home, the chorizo is actually is a little bit spicy. So if you're not a huge fan of spice, don't put a lot in there because you will die.
Or don't eat jalapeno pizza.
I'm just for the chorizo itself. The coughing, of course, adds an extra layer of
I'm all the way back here. It's fine. It was just a little
flavorful bacteria.
Yeah.
That
Maybe
will,
you should be doing this.
that
Maybe
will,
you should
of
do the
course,
second pizza.
Grow in the oven, stimulated, ultra stimulated in the hot, moist environment of the oven.
Okay, 2 new ideas for pizza that have already come up to us.
Do it.
Chili pizza and petri dish pizza.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Funguses, various blue cheeses.
No, I'm talking literally just put that petri dish matrix down on a pizza crust and like wipe your ass on it.
Why would you do that?
So we're fucked up. Shut up.
We're cooking the pizzas on cookie sheets because our oven kind of sucks, and often pizzas fall through the cracks. Just so you know that. Just so you don't think that we're wads or anything for not, doing it right on the thing.
Here, Sam, you do the
Okay.
second one.
Here you go.
Yeah, I gotta blow my nose again.
Okay. Here,
I'm
watch
getting
Brian
good
blow his
shots.
nose.
Look at this
Oh
shit.
yeah. Oh, you're dripping everywhere. Yeah. Oh yeah. Visceral. Oh, gross. Don't get it on the camera. All right.
I took an antihistamine today, and it made me fall asleep, and then like as soon as I woke up, it started wearing off.
All right, get on that thing. All right, so we have that one down. I'm just going to switch this a little bit. I'm actually going to use some more of the chorizo sauce on this one, just to make it extra meaty, just a little bit.
Okay.
Not too much, because of course
Yeah, get that shit on
it will
there.
explode.
I actually used the one that I put less on, so it was a little bit more forgiving. But you're just going all the way.
I'm going all the way, man. All right, so after that, we're going to put some cheese down.
I didn't know if we were going to need 2 bags of mozzarella, but...
Well, now we have more mozzarella for burritos.
Yeah. Basically, what a lot of our cooking comes from, not so much these pieces, but we've discovered that if you take 2 foods that are great and you put them together, then they're even better.
It's true.
So we were talking about mac and cheese pizza
Oh, mac and cheese.
and nacho pizza, but now Sam just said mozzarella on a burrito. So does that mean
which I know
a
is
pizza
a little,
burrito?
That's unconventional, almost blasphemous.
But it could be a pizza burrito.
It could be a pizza burrito, but I would also call a pizza burrito almost a hot pocket, and we're crossing into like commercial territory there.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
All right. So anyway, there's our cheese, our first layer of cheese on there, and we will leave that out of the bag. I'm gonna start with the ground beef. I think because it is kind of like small and.
Our producer, Kara Ferguson, just got here,
Hey,
guys.
Kara,
Hi
nice
there.
dress.
Hi guys.
Kara, do you want to jump on the camera?
Yeah, and that way Brian can
Yeah.
Blow his nose.
do that sort
Yeah,
of
I'm
stuff.
gonna do that.
Hey, everybody.
Actually, Sam, while you're doing this, I wanna we and Sam a couple weeks ago, or I guess a couple months ago, we got some of these pills that were supposed to turn into animals, and they inflated. The pills were like this big, and the animals were like this big. It was terrible.
And they took like half an hour. We were just sitting there for half an hour.
They were
just
supposed to go
watching it.
immediately. Now these are not like so. We were so disappointed that I had to get the better ones. So these are supposed to not like the ones I used when I was a kid that took like a week to grow. These are supposed to grow in a couple hours. So hopefully by the end of the show, if we start them now, they'll have grown a little bit. Now what do you guys want? They're sea creatures. We got a lobster. It looks like we have a tuna, a turtle, a starfish, an octopus, a seahorse, a what are they called? Angelfish and a crab.
Well, not the tuna because all the tuna is radioactive right now.
Yeah, all the
I don't-
tuna is radioactive.
I don't want any tuna.
So-
radioactive tuna in there.
So guys, get let me know.
Meanwhile, I put the pepperoni on top of the ground beef right here. I'm gonna put actually another little layer of cheese real quick, just to hold that together, and then we're gonna layer on some fake bacon. I'm just gonna do this a little bit, just to get that all nice and together. Loving. And now we have this plate of bacon here, and I was thinking about chopping the bacon up or making it small or whatever, but I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna lay it right on the pizza in strips, and it'll break on it by itself because it's crunchy and stuff like that. For all you haters out there, this bacon is actually pretty good, though it doesn't have the same delicious fatty flavor as real bacon.
It's pretty damn good.
It's smoky, and the chemicals that they put in there for flavoring really are pretty good.
Especially if it's on something else.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
actually gonna eat some right now.
So now we have all of our meats on there. We have all our meats on there. I'm gonna do just a little bit more cheese on top, and then we're gonna put these guys in the oven.
All right, no one's voting on animals, so I'm just gonna go for the lobster because it's the
The
most
lobster is
easily
good.
accessible here.
Cheese is good. One thing to remember when making your mystery pizzas is to not make them too heavy because they'll fall apart. And that's another reason we're putting it on the cookie sheet instead of in the oven, so that it'll.
Look, here, get down to the side. You can see how high this is.
Yeah, it's a good
I don't know.
2 inches.
Here, lift it.
Yeah, there you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah, it's thick.
So but it's gonna be good. All right, so we got that. So here are 2 pizzas, jalapeno and mushroom right there, and meatless meat lovers right there. We're gonna stick these in the oven. They're gonna cook probably for about 15, 20 minutes. Double wide. They will not. Alright, so we're going to have to switch them a little bit. Alright, good, excellent.
And
Okay.
you know what else is going in right now? Our lobster's going into our bottle here. So there he is. You can, oh, shit.
Oh my god, Brian.
You can see how big he is now. He's a little itty bitty. And we're gonna.
There he is.
Okay. He's gotta
All
go
right,
right
good.
back here so y'all can watch him grow.
Yeah. Alright, carry in that camera.
It doesn't fit, so he's going back here.
Yeah, he's going to go.
Ugh. We're here. Just give it a crank it down.
Crank it down. Other way.
Crank it down.
You also got to put the other leg on the floor. That may help.
Well, yeah, it's also uneven, so I have to adjust the.
Well, that too. Oh, nice delay. Yeah, excellent. Oh, that's my butt right there. All right, so
That killed some time.
yeah, our pizzas are cooking.
How long do these things is it gonna take?
Like I said, we'll have to switch them in about 10 minutes. We're gonna switch the racks, and then
Okay.
probably just give them another 5 or 10 minutes, just to make sure they're done. See, yeah, it's good, right? Anyway,
Alright.
so news.
Yeah.
What's in the news, Brian?
Well, honestly, not a whole lot. It hasn't been. Last week, it was like all this crazy political shit happened. And not a lot happened this week. The government is still shut down. What are we on, week 3 now?
No, we're in week 2.
Week 2.
It started on the 1st.
Okay.
And today's
so,
the 14th. So, well, I guess so. Tomorrow we'll be into week 3.
Yeah.
But the big deal about all of this, in case you don't know, because you're some kind of idiot, it sucks that it's shut down. But now we're approaching the debt ceiling limit, the point at which we're going to default on. The United States is going to default on their, I don't remember how many billions of dollar loans from the rest of the world, which is on the 17th.
Mostly China.
Mostly, yeah, a lot of China. And China is actually very outspoken about how much America sucks right now, as they usually are. But right now they're
As
like,
most Americans are right now.
yeah, but China is like, putting out a lot of stuff like, okay, American politicians don't know what they're doing. They're all assholes and they're fighting instead of trying to figure this out. Instead of helping their people. I feel like your brains are just going to start coming out of your head. Anyway, so that's what's going to happen. I feel like if the United States defaults on their loans and everybody starts asking for money, which probably isn't going to happen. That's probably not how it's going to happen. But if that does happen, I'm going to steal a lot of money and start a boat colony
Yep.
that just travels around the world. Not like pirates, but more like water people that sort of travel from island to island.
Oh, god damn it.
That's what's up there.
Yeah, we're getting to that point. We're getting to a Kevin Costner-esque water world.
I hope so.
Yeah,
My tomato plant.
yeah.
Um,
You're excited to drink your own pee out of the pee machine,
Yeah,
Sam?
totally. Oh, absolutely. Also in the news, some funny stuff. Every year the Vatican puts out commemorative coins in gold, silver, and bronze to sell and raise money, and people can buy them. This year they put out their coins, of course, but they misspelled Jesus, so it said Lesus. An L instead of a J, which is hilarious, and so they had to recall all these coins and have them reminted by the mint, which is pretty funny. So I think that we should all now pray to Lesus for the
Yeah.
for
Lesus-
the end of the debt crisis. end
Jesus
of
will
the-
save us.
Lesus will. I mean, one can only hope Lesus will save us.
Oh, is that what Lesus looks like?
Yeah, that's. Oh, here I'll
them
show
a
you.
picture of the coin here.
The island of Dom. It's like the taste of medicine. Working by hindsight. Got the message from the oxygen. Remember making the list. Find the course of opportunity. Doing it right. Facts are useful in emergencies.
Anyway, Also in the news, spurts.
Yeah, well, I'm not actually the person to ask about this because I missed the awesome Red Sox game that was last night. We just started a new series with the Tigers.
Detroit
Yes,
Tigers.
with
It's
Detroit.
the pennant.
I was trying to remember.
It's the championship
The
series.
championship series, last one before the
Yeah,
the World
it's the pennant,
Series.
man.
we're
It's
competing to get into the World Series.
sorry, the divisional. Whatever. I don't
Whatever. Semifinals.
Yeah.
Sure. It's a 4 out of 7 game preposterously long series, which I like.
Yeah.
We
More baseball is good.
lost in an incredibly tense, bordering on boring game
Yeah.
on Sunday night.
And then that continued
which
over.
was a no-hitter against the Red Sox, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think, or if not, it was really close. Yeah. And then last night, apparently this game was awesome. And
It
I
was
didn't see
it was really boring for a long time, and the Red Sox went something like 13 innings, from their last game with no hits. There was nothing. But then they got one run. It was 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th, and then the bases were loaded on the first pitch. Ortiz hits a freaking grand slam into shallow center home run territory. Tied the game. Nobody got on base. It was a no-hit 9th inning, and there was a walk-off double to end the game. It was amazing. It was just so good.
That's what we do.
It was really good. So anyway, it's tied 1-1 now. The series.
We have at least 3 games left in that series.
Yeah, they're going to be in Detroit tomorrow and the next day, and then back at Fenway for the next game. And meanwhile, the Dodgers are playing the Cardinals right now, and actually they're playing right now too. And the Cardinals are ahead 2-0 in the series, and which sucks because the Dodgers are far superior in every way, except history because they kind of sucked a while ago. Oh, and the Dodgers are winning right now. That's good. Anyway, so that's sports.
That's sports. I'm very excited. Very excited.
In other news, back to the government real quick. If you'll remember last week's episode, we talked about some advantages to the government being shut down.
Some serious advantages.
One of them was vibrators.com giving out free vibrators. And like I said I would, I ordered my vibrator. And I got it a quick 3 days later. There it is, guys. My tiny pink mini vibrator. Functional.
Can you hear it?
And sexy.
Yeah, hold it up. Let me hear it. Because what really amazes me about this is
No, I think the microphone.
Oh.
This microphone.
the smooth, like there it is off. And so you really need to be able to feel it. It's such a smooth buildup of.
Here, wait, we'll go like this. Here. There we go.
And it doesn't happen like in steps. It's just good analog feeling control until the end, and then all of a sudden it bursts. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All you men out there.
Yeah, I'm
really
thinking.
good for back massages. So
I'm thinking.
recommend
I
it.
think. Yeah. Didn't you try to give yourself a back massage today?
I did. It didn't yesterday. It didn't really work very well.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I think I'm gonna be getting one though.
A friend of mine actually
so we can
recommended
give it to each other.
Yeah, a friend of mine actually recommended that I use it as a back massager, and she said to wrap a warm towel around it, and I didn't want to do that because that felt weird.
How does this feel?
You gotta use the point. You gotta really. Yeah, there you go. Turn it way up and. Yeah, no, it doesn't really do much.
What if I put it up on your nose? How does that feel?
Pretty good. Anyway, so that's what's up there. Next on our list of things. Brian, how about you talk about something while I go check the pizzas?
Okay, well we have we're kind of with lots of new segments lately for the new season, and
Brian and Sam burn the brisket.
Brian and Sam burn the briskets. One of them. We might see another one later that may or may not turn to a recurring segment about video game myths and legends. But we do have a definitely what's going to be a recurring segment now called Freya's Corner.
Freya's Corner!
Or Freya's Cat Box, because that is the closest thing that she actually has her corner. You may have met once or twice in other episodes me and Sam's cat, Freya. Here she is.
She's the best.
She's great.
Hey, buddy.
She's very easygoing, and right now, she's actually, this is like the most uncomfortable I've like ever seen her.
It's because of the camera, though.
Yeah, she's just camera shy. But she's our goofy ass cat, and what we want to do mostly is, yeah, see now she's just gonna lie down. Is get videos of her doing stupid shit.
Can't walk on the camera.
And yesterday, last night, she was playing with her sheep, and she looked like a goof. And I tried to get video of it, but she immediately stopped.
It didn't really work. I watched it.
Yeah. So we just figured we'd introduce her. And here, say hi.
She has a weird tick where if you pat her butt, she actually meows a lot. Or scratch her butt. Yeah.
You'd think she hates it, but she loves it. She's purring when she does it.
It's very, very
And
strange.
if you do the other spot, she does the licking thing a little bit.
Yeah,
which most cats hate, but she really kind of doesn't mind.
Yeah.
She's not doing it right now.
Anyway, so today, besides introducing, I think that we should make her fight the...
Yeah, well, she does have one trick that we can...
She's not a very playful cat, unless she's high, which is often of late. But she does do one thing very briefly sometimes. So let's
see if we can get her to do this.
Do you want me to? Yeah. Do you want to turn around and take a second?
Yeah.
See.
Alright, so up here are my model TIE Fighter and whatever the early...
It's an X-Wing, Sam.
Sorry, X-Wing and early X-Wing right here. And sometimes we can get Freya, who is right here, to fight them. Freya, look at the things! Get it! Get it!
Yeah, let her back a little bit. Give her some room.
Get the thing. Get it. Yeah. Kill it. Good job, buddy. Get it. No, that's all. Alright, good job. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
See, this is the great thing about our cat, is that most cats hate everything, and Freya loves everything.
She really does.
So we can make her do shit like fight our X-Wings, and she's completely content. She's probably just gonna come back over here.
Sometimes I like to blow on her butthole while she's standing there.
She loves getting her butthole blown on.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
She just loves it. Anyway, moving on. We got a lot of movies to talk about. We're really moving through stuff. That's fine.
We're mostly gonna talk about movies that none of us have seen.
Yeah.
That's what movies are tonight. For example, Machete Kills, the sequel to Machete. Machete starring Danny Trejo, and who's the director again? It's Rodriguez. What's his first name?
What's his face? Diego. No, that's not it.
No.
Yeah?
You just gotta
remember.
say Hispanic names.
Yep.
I
Then we got it,
legitimately thought it was...
I want to say Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez.
Not
directing.
Not Alex Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez.
Robert Rodriguez, yes. Robert Rodriguez. It's a sequel to Machete, which was great cult film, over the top, stupid, violent action, self-parodying. The second one, I was very excited when it was announced because it takes it to a next fucking level. Who's in it? On top of Danny Trejo, George Clooney's the bad guy, which is great. Charlie Sheen plays the president. Lady Gaga's in it. There's a bra machine gun. It's just great.
It's gonna be madness.
It's gonna be madness, but it's been getting really bad reviews. Now it's really tough to tell. That's because
Mel Gibson is in it.
That's what I meant. Mel Gibson, not George Clooney.
That makes more sense then. Yeah.
If it was gonna be
Antonio Banderas, Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I gotta see it because you never know if the bad reviews are from people who are going to see it expecting to see an actual movie, or people who are going to see it expecting to get the fucking sequel to Machete with all this crazy shit in it.
Idiots.
So I gotta see it for myself. Again, we're talking in movies. We're talking about movies that we're excited about but haven't seen.
Let's talk about these ones.
Yeah. So for example,
So the two big movies out right now are Gravity and Captain Phillips. Gravity is
sorry.
Gravity is the Sandra Bullock and George Clooney movie about being very sad in space, and Captain Phillips is the Tom Hanks movie, the based on a true story movie about the Somali pirates attacking the ship in 2007.
Which the first thing I gotta say about this movie is that we watched the trailer and listened to in a class of mine actually because we wanted to listen. We were listening to interviews for my directing and acting class of the director and of Tom Hanks talking about how they did the stuff, and I'm not going to get into it. But we were all kind of saying like, "Wow, this movie looks pretty good and sounds interesting," but I can't watch it because Tom Hanks' Boston accent is so unbelievably horrifically bad.
It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it's like comically bad. And that's a problem with Boston accents in movies all the time. It's like like I'm from Boston, I don't have an accent, and no one's ever like watching a movie. It's like, hey, what the fuck? You're supposed to be from Boston. Where's his accent? But I was wondering if maybe that's just what the guy really sounds like.
It might be. I don't know. Anyway,
Speaking of what the guys really like,
yeah. So these two movies are both very big right now. Gravity is actually doing better in its second week than Captain Phillips is doing in its first week. Regardless, both of these movies are supposed to be stunning and good and whatnot. But the funny thing about them both is that they're both full of shit, apparently. So, more so Captain Phillips. Gravity, of course, many scientists, including our favorite Neil deGrasse Tyson, have come out being like, yeah, that's not really how space works. Like, these are things that would not happen in that movie. And that's fine, whatever. Science fiction versus science fact, whatever. I don't care. It's probably still an awesome movie. But Captain Phillips, based on a true story, apparently is full of crap. I was reading an article today saying that much of the crew, a lot of the apparently legal proceedings suing the shipping company and stuff like that for endangerment and stuff like that is still happening. And so a lot of this stuff is still in the press, and these people are still very accessible by the press and stuff like that. So apparently a lot of the people that were actually the crew that were on the ship are saying that the things in the movie are is not really what happened, that Captain Phillips is actually a huge jerk, and most of it was his fault anyway. And a lot of the stuff that happens in the movie is really changed in a way that makes it look like things were going the right way and happened to go bad. But in reality, they were things that were done wrong because Captain Phillips was an idiot and a jerk, and therefore caused things to go even worse. I haven't seen the movie, nor was I on the... I was not on the shipping barge.
I was one of the pirates.
I was not
portrayed
present
in the movie, but
well, then you might know, but maybe it was a little.
Yeah.
In any case,
I was really drunk.
I think it's hilarious that even.
What are you doing?
See, Freya, she just likes to run sometimes after she poops.
She's gonna fuck with our cords and
it'll be fine. Anyway, so that's amusing. Go see both these movies because they're the only movies out right now. So there's that. Hey, buddy.
What the fuck are you doing?
Anyway, but that's that. That's those movies. If you would like to go see them, you should. Otherwise, don't.
These are our reviews.
I don't care
of movies we haven't seen
anymore about what you do with your movie viewing time.
Yeah. On that note, though, there is a movie about a movie that no one's seen, and the whole point of the movie is that no one's seen the movie. This has been going on for years, so this is nothing new, but there was a new trailer released.
Do you want to just watch the trailer before we say anything?
Let's take a look at it.
The trailer disclaimer is a little funny.
The trailer is really bad, by the way, but I'm still excited about the movie. I just want to say that.
Here we go.
Tim and I were pretty far down the road designing it, and I know with Tim and where I was going to go, we would have done something really special. But the truth, but at least it's out there in the ether that that could have happened, but it doesn't have to. We don't have to make the movie. It's still interesting.
Are you aware of the Kickstarter campaign to kind of dive deeper into Superman Lives? There's a documentary.
I do think that I had the win-win situation because, you know, that character is such a bullseye that you have to hit. You know, he's one of the most precious icons of our country. At least it's out there in the ether that that could have happened.
Kickstarter campaign.
I heard a little bit about that. Sounds fascinating. It's a good idea.
Guilty.
So there's that.
There's that. Everything that you just gathered from that was correct. There was a proposed film
In the 90s.
in the 90s, beginning in the 90s, and it was dragged on and on and on, and ended up finishing as the Superman, what was it called? Movie that came out?
Returns?
Superman Returns, with the really shitty Lex Luthor that came out a couple years ago.
Do you mean Kevin Spacey?
Yeah. Anyway. But it went through many hands. Many incarnations. Kevin Smith spoke about it on his one of his speaking tours. It's on one of his Night with Kevin Smith DVDs. Because he actually worked on the script for this movie before, backing out because it was such a catastrophe. And he was working for a producer who didn't want Superman to fly or have a cape because flying and capes are gay.
Flying is stupid.
That was, and he wanted Superman to fight a giant spider. That was all he wanted. He just wanted a giant spider in this movie. This was one of the main things that he talked about. And, why do you keep pointing at that?
Because you're looking at them.
No, relax. This guy ended up going on to direct Wild Wild West, which he managed to get a spider into.
Classic.
Managed to worm a spider into that, too. So anyway, the bulk of this whole adventure, though, was that for the bulk of it, it was going to be directed. The film was going to be called Superman Lives. It was going to be directed by Tim Burton, and Nicolas Cage was going to play Superman. Right? They released production sketches and designs and stuff, and they were you saw a lot of in the trailer there. They fabricated costumes. They made no sense.
Rainbow. It wasn't. It was like a rainbow.
Oh, they were like Superman's costume was like see-through rainbow.
Yeah.
Pull it up on Google here, Sam. Let's take a look at this.
I'm not looking at you. Keep
Oh,
talking.
okay. Basically, it was just a catastrophe, and everyone hated it. But it was such a resounding catastrophe that people have been fascinated with it. And this guy, what's his name? It just said it on the trailer.
It is.
He was one of the producers for Metalocalypse.
John Schnepp.
John Schneps, who was, I believe, one of the producers on Metalocalypse. And he's been doing this documentary. And it's been in the works for a few years. He's been raising money to do a documentary on Superman Lives. The Nick Cage, Tim Burton Superman. And he just released a trailer on it. So it's really happening now after all the talk that's happened,
Let's take a look at some pictures in case you haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I have to switch to
Yeah.
this one. Okay, now you can hear me.
Yeah.
All right, so over here we have some pictures. So here is the classic sort of still that came out a few years ago. Well, a few years ago. It came out a while ago, but this is sort of what resurfaced and really, started the internet's re-obsession with all of this and rediscovery. What a hottie.
Yeah.
Straight out of freaking Con Air.
Nick Cage is a good-looking cat.
right out of Raising Arizona. But that's just sort of what it could have been. The costume that they were working on looked a lot more like this. This wonderful sort of faux skin, rainbowy, chromy plastic play bubble outfit that we can only assume came from a different dimension and speaks to Superman
Yeah.
as it looks like it's alive.
But
Or
there's
it's
many
made
many
ceramic.
versions. Let's look at some more of these. They actually fabricate a lot of this stuff.
I don't know what this one is, but I like it. That's a good one.
Yeah, they all had like fiber optic cables running through them and shit.
Well, because Superman gets his power from a battery strapped to
And
his
here
back.
there were sketches of all these unbelievably
sorry.
bizarre monsters and stuff. So he fights, this thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like its stripes.
This was the spider down here. There we go. This is there's many sketches of the spider that he fights.
That looks pretty classic Superman, to be completely honest. And then, of course, there's the Tim Burton renderings of all of this. Classically Tim Burton. There's Superman himself, and then there's Tim Burton's version of Brainiac, the Kryptonian computer android.
Brainiac,
guy
who
that
also
went-
had
that
spider
went-
legs, I think we saw.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, these designs here, this one you were just on here, they were just astonishingly shitty.
I mean, it's interesting at least. It's kind of it's a very new take. I like the wires going into his head, as if he's some sort of Frankenstein monster. Like he's being controlled by the suit. Maybe it's keeping him alive. Oh, I don't know what this is. More
That's
of something.
Nick Cage again.
That looks like it's probably later in production because that looks a lot more like the suit from Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Anyway, so very interesting stuff.
Very interesting stuff. I'm really excited to see this documentary and see what the fuck these people were doing.
Yeah. Speaking of other documentaries, sorry, I had to take out the pizzas because they're done. Speaking of other documentaries, there's a documentary coming out soon called I Know That Voice, right? That's what
Yes, it's called. I heard about it from you, but yeah, a documentary on voice actors.
it's called. On voice actors.
Which me and Sam are really into voice actors. I don't know if you knew that. It's a really cool. It's like this tiny little world of guys who are in like everything.
But the thing about this documentary is that it shows you that it's not just this tiny little group of people. It's tons and tons of people. Anyway, it's talking about the history of voice acting and sort of the legitimacy of it as an acting art rather than just a thing. Sort of they get into the meat of how they do it and sort of their inspiration for characters, even though they're not acting with their bodies, which often they do act with their bodies just in front of a microphone instead of in front of a camera. Anyway, so that's going to be coming out really soon, and so keep an eye out for that because it's really cool, and you will be utterly surprised at all the voices that are a single person.
Let's just check in on our lobster real quick. He doesn't look any bigger at all, does he?
No,
Maybe a little.
just a little bit.
He's just kind of gross and swelly now. He's kind of got little white dots all over him.
Yeah, well, do you remember that one?
That one what?
Hang on. Hang on. I think it was this. What's up, Brian?
I don't know.
What else are you
the fuck
talking about?
Doing? I'm talking about. I don't know. I want to go to bed.
Okay.
I feel like fucking shit. It's so bad. I want to complain. Guys. That's what I'm doing today. You want to watch me blow my nose again? Check this out. Check this shit out.
Oh, gross. All right. Okay. Moving on.
What were you saying? Yeah. What were you just looking up there?
I was looking up something. Doesn't matter.
Okay,
Let's do this one because
yeah,
this one we can talk more about.
Let's talk about art and stuff. Let's do our art and stuff segment.
So, the thing was in the news and going around the internet today about Banksy, the famous enigmatic street artist. What do you call?
He doesn't call himself a graffiti artist. He calls
No.
himself a spray artist.
Spray artist. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Spray artist. Anyway, he took a bunch of canvases and sprayed some of his stuff on it, and then had this old dude sit, on the street in New York with all his work, selling it as people do in New York. All up on the screens and stuff. All this Banksy work. And he only made something like $450. He sold like 8 things the entire day. And it's interesting, and I was really excited to hear about that because I don't really like Banksy very much. There's a lot of hype behind him. I think that what he does is interesting, but I think the hype sort of trivializes the true sort of like idea of why it's an art form. But in any case, I thought this was really interesting because it was like, oh, this dude that usually doesn't really like sell his stuff to the public like that is doing that like this. And it's interesting because nobody, it wasn't Banksy selling the work, unless it was this old fat dude that was like falling asleep. I hope that's Banksy.
I hope so.
Even though I know it's not. He was selling this work, and if I had walked past that, I probably would have been like, "Oh, look, this dude's selling."
He was selling canvases for like $60.
Yeah.
Which if I had $60, I'd totally do that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I would have been like, "This guy is just ripping off Bank. Like that's clearly Banksy right there. What is this guy doing?" But that's probably what everybody else thought too. But then I was reading the article. There's actually a pretty good article on NPR about all this, and with a video you should look at. But there's a quote from Banksy about all of this, and the quote is, "I know street art can feel increasingly like the marketing wing of an art career, so I wanted to make some art without the price tag attached. There's no gallery, show, or book, or film. It's pointless, which hopefully means something." And
first of all, Banksy, there's quite literally a price tag attached. You're selling it. I don't know. I just feel like with that quote like that, I don't know what your take on it was. I feel like he's really going out of his way to say something profound, or like tried to force it. Like, man, I'm making this statement, and then like it just didn't happen, but he acted like it happened anyway.
Yeah. It's like the quote doesn't quite go with the performance, or the philosophy doesn't really go with the performance.
Yeah, it's like he had that quote written before he actually saw the outcome of what selling art on the street was going to be like.
Yeah. So this kind of sadly, I don't want to let it, and I don't know the whole story, but this sadly only kind of furthers my unfortunate dislike of what I believe his practice to be. But also, it's just kind of like, I don't know.
I think Banksy's pretty cool, but he's also, there's a lot of full of shittiness to it.
Yeah.
And,
that's what I'm trying to say. I think this just adds to that.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's too bad.
In terms of street art, or rather, selling your art on the street, or street art, or whatever you want to do, I don't think even if you can define that as the marketing corner, which you can't, because he himself said there's no books or movies or gallery showings, which I think that would be the marketing portion of being an artist. I think that street art, you could place it in that category too, but not as much. Anyway, I don't think that's a sort of practice to put down or to use as a means to show how blind people are, because there's a lot of art out there. Even when I walk down the street, I don't look at it all,
I love one of the things in the videos is like this guy buys a couple canvases and he says, like it has a quote from the guy. It's like, I just need something to put on my walls, like as if like what an asshole just wants to put something on his walls in his new house. And it's like, well, dude, sometimes you need shit to put on your walls. And the guy could have stopped at any other friggin' art, sidewalk art salesman in New York, and but a really shitty landscape or like a painting of Bob Marley on black velvet.
Yeah.
Or he could have gone to a gallery and bought, something because someone's name was attached to it for, like $250,000. Once again, he was trying to force a profound statement out of something that really wasn't that interesting or, that unique.
Yeah.
Um,
I appreciate his attempt though, because
I appreciate
it is
attempt,
about the economics of art, which is something that is both topical and often not talked about in the context of art. Like through the art. I mean, it's not really discussed through the art as much as I think it could be.
He was just trying to make it something that it was not. So.
Anyway, Brian, move on to this. I'm gonna do some things real quick.
Okay. This is another one of those things they said may or may not become a new segment. Hold on a second.
Nice nose farting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On my random wanderings of the internet, I find these weird things, these myths that live within video games. Now, obviously, video games, none of them have been around for more than 30 years, at the absolute most. And they were all made by, groups of people, quite often fairly small groups of people. What? Yeah, they're. So it's interesting that these kind of legends arise without really being acknowledged by the creators of the game. They're all over the place. They're they're in a lot of the Valve games. They're in
Easter eggs, if you will.
Easter eggs, but like they all there's some not something that's supposed to be found almost though, like something that's put into the game. It's really hard to describe, which is why I'm just going to tell you about some of them right now. Because Pokemon has a shitload of these. And I'm just going to touch on a couple. The first one that we're talking about, the Pokemon Marowak. Yeah, the evolved form of Cubone. Yes, Cubone. There is speculation on the origins of the Cubone. Because it's an orphan Pokemon. Does that mean that just all Cubones, as a Cubone parent, as soon as it has a baby, dies? How does this work? And there's this theory circulating that a Cubone is the baby Kangaskhan that lives in the pouch. When the mother dies, he grabs the skull of the mother Kangaskhan, wears it on his head, and becomes a Cubone.
I like that.
Yeah, and there are actually the models in the game in the original game are almost identical. They're in the same pose, and it's like they took the same model and just like threw a skull on top of it. And people have also managed to work the missing number into all of this, or apostrophe M, depending on what version of the game you have, which has a whole nother series of myths attached to it. This is the kind of glitch Pokemon that appears as you, if you do the cheat where you swim up and down the edge of Cinnabar Island.
And the rare candy.
The rare candy cheat, they call it. Duplication cheat, whatever you call it. But basically, the way the Pokemon are serialized, numbers 001 through 00... through 001 through 151. 001 being Bulbasaur, 151 being you. But allegedly, the missing number, people said that it was basically a placeholder Pokemon. It's actually serialized as 000, and it was used in development to just be like just a test for seeing if things work, and it wasn't really supposed to be in the game. But people have theorized that there was actually originally a evolutionary stage, because Kangaskhan stands alone, doesn't evolve.
Mm-hmm.
There was a
it does now.
evolutionary stage in between that somehow linked Kangaskhan to Cubone, and rather than deleting that Pokemon, they didn't finish it, and they re-serialized it as number 000 to just basically get it out of the way instead of deprogramming it. And that is why the missing number evolves into Kangaskhan.
Yeah.
If a missing number evolves, if you
Yeah.
So this is crazy shit that's out there in the world.
That's interesting, and you know they legitimized the Cubone being the orphan Pokemon by making Marowak sort of this spirit mother that the story is when the official story is that when the Marowak dies, it becomes a spirit, and that's why you can find it in the tower in Lavender Town. That's why it's there, because it's kind of like this ghost spirit Pokemon, and then the Cubone takes the skull of the mother and wears it, and that's where it gets it, and then it's this spirit that exists in Cubone, and then evolves to become a Marowak.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Anyway, that is very interesting. I never heard that
They're
before.
interesting, right? Pokemon is full of these.
It really is, and you know what? I feel like, sadly, all of this is sort of, with the new X and Y, which just came out, is sort of, I'm afraid that sort of this legacy mythology is going to start sort of not being as legitimate because of the mega evolutions. That's what it's all about. That's the problem I have with these mega evolutions, which I don't know if they're I haven't played the game, obviously. I don't know if they're temporary or if they evolve into a fourth stage, whatever. A lot of the major Pokemon, obviously the main, any of the main three, well, Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise have mega evolutions, and then other ones like Alakazam mega evolves, and I don't remember. Other ones mega
Machamp?
I don't know what Machamp is. I can't remember.
Okay.
Anyway, mega evolutions. I'm afraid that's gonna start putting down the history of
There's
Pokemon.
there's some of
They're
these
changing
myths
the
attached
mythology
with
so much.
There's some good myths attached with the new ones too, which get very metaphysical. So I'll talk about those in another time. Many Pokemons to come. For now, let's look at our pizza.
It looks pretty
It
good.
looks pretty good.
It was hard to cut. It was pretty. I mean, they're both
again,
pretty heavy.
look how thick that fucking slice of pizza is. Like it just
Look,
keeps
it's like the
going.
size of my head. It's
Yeah.
almost the size of my head. Anyway.
So for the rest of the show, we're just gonna eat these.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you starting with?
I'm gonna start with the mushroom and jalapeno.
Okay, then in that case, I'm gonna start with meat lovers. Meatless meat lovers.
I mean, classic mushroom and jalapeno. With the chorizo sauce, though, it adds a little bit of something extra, which is pretty good.
Yeah, this is unbelievably good.
Yeah, these crusts, they're okay. They could have They definitely benefit from baking right on the rack instead of on the cookie sheet, but I don't think we had an option right now.
I mean, you can tell that it's not real meat, but it doesn't take away from it at all. The chorizo sauce is really puts it over the top.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
I mean, you can't go wrong with mushrooms ever. So,
Kara, what do you think?
It's so good, and I was so hungry.
So anyway, guys, that's our fucking show.
I'm gonna try the meaty pizza now.
Uh,
I gotta say, I'm most excited for the ground beef. That's what I'm really excited for.
Right? Holy balls, guys! You saw us do it. Make these pizzas.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
There's like the smokiness from the bacon, and you taste the pepperoni, and then the spiciness from the chorizo, and then the plain old just beef flavor from the ground beef. Holy crap, it's good.
It's in perfect harmony.
It's like, you ever eat or drink things where you just you could just keep doing it and you wouldn't have to stop? And it's as if it's becomes a part of your body as you drink it. And it's like a solid piece of matter just going down your throat.
Oh, you're serious about this.
What are you talking about?
You're serious about this pizza.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You're really into it.
It's good. It's just so good.
Well, guys, it's 11 o'clock. You just watched our show.
You can still have to sing the comments, Brian.
Fucking shit.
Ow! A quick baseball update. The Dodgers are 3 ahead now instead of 2 in the top of the 9th, which is good. We're going to do a quick thing in the comments because I think one of you is watching right now.
No, I'm not having.
Brian, come on.
My second Mexican Coke. Alright, Sam's gonna sing tonight, I guess.
I'm going to sing it. Mother, censored are dying. What animal do you want? Pork. This is really sad. It's like watching someone beat up an orphan. Robert, Rupert, Mel Gibson, no. It's not George Clooney, it's Mel Gibson. Danny Brown, no, it's cool, she loves it. That's all the comments, cause all you people suck. Wow.
No, that wasn't right.
I think you wanted to go to the C, the open chord. Suck. All you people suck. Hey everyone, thanks for watching our show. Our pizza's delicious and you don't have any. Suck it. Our apartment is better than yours. Suck it. Brian's gonna sleep real hard tonight. Suck it. My hair is just better than yours.
Look at that shit.
And there's no denying it. Suck it.